Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Chad. There's a chat box on the right-hand side. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave your questions. Before I get started, I do want to thank everybody for attending this afternoon. I mean, these are very different times. There's a lot of chaos out there. A lot of us are working remotely with a lot of distractions, and I applaud you for taking the time to learn about something new within ServeMan, looking more long-term how this can benefit your company in the long run. So, why was SalesPro built? ServeMan's been around for 20 some odd years. We have effective tools for the office staff. We have effective tools for the technicians, but we really didn't have anything that was an effective tool for salespeople. Those folks used either an office license or a mobile license or a combination of both to try to get the job done. And it really wasn't an efficient way for them to do their business, for them to sell more products, more services. So that's why SalesPro was built. That was one of the main reasons. Ease of adoption. This is a product that is very intuitive to use. The integration with ServeMan is very seamless, so building it out and getting it set up is pretty simple and straightforward. Immediate impact. This is a product that is going to allow your folks to sell more efficiently almost immediately. So within really a month or two of sign up, you should be able to start to see the impact that SalesPro has on your bottom line. Return on investment, we'll talk about this a little bit later, but this is a product that helps in numerous areas in terms of increasing revenue, in terms of decreasing the double entry that might be going on at the office. There really is a number of ways that that SalesPro can impact your business's bottom line. And then demand in the marketplace. We've heard requests from our customers. We've seen other services similar to this. So there's been just a lot of chatter generally in the marketplace that kind of pushed us in this particular direction in terms of what new product, what new service should we roll out to ServeMan clients. Bill, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Yeah, sure, Chad. Thanks for that overview. One of the things that I want to point out is, many HVAC contractors, plumbers, et cetera, were using web-based sales tools that were provided by the manufacturers. Trane might have something, with Carrier and so forth. Of course, the problem with that is that it's not integrated at all with ServeMan, a completely separate unit, and in many cases really was only conducive to that particular manufacturer's products. So what we've done is we've actually created a sales proposal solution that is fully integrated with ServeMan and can be used with any product or any manufacturer's products for a very dynamic approach to creating and closing sales proposals. So that's just important to understand, especially today. Everything, as Chad pointed out, we're all working remotely, selling remotely. This is very conducive to actually being able to conduct business remotely. Of course, ideally, you want to be in front of the client face to face, but you really don't lose all that much with using this tool remotely to create and share those proposals while you're creating them, and then to ultimately provide the proposal by email to the client to be able to access them through a web portal and actually accept the proposals. So it's actually got some very good continuity for the situation that we're all in today with the COVID-19, interestingly enough. The other thing that's important to understand about this, as as a ServeMan client, our mobile solution is exclusively an Android solution. Now, that solution, of course, has the ability to create a proposal, but not side-by-side proposals. And it's really designed primarily for a technician to upsell in the home. This is a completely different mindset, which is designed for a sales professional. who is out selling maybe complete systems, replacement systems and such to a homeowner and offering different options along the way. Again, this is not constrained to the Android platform. This SalesPro tool can be used on any device where you can get a web browser. So your Apple devices, your Android devices, your local PC, anything that you can get a web browser on, SalesPro is compatible with. Very important. So anyway, just a couple of highlights, and I'll turn it back over to you, Chad.
Great, thanks. So this is kind of a flow chart of a proposal process from the time that call comes in to your office until your end user, your client, signs an agreement. And I'll kind of walk through what that looks like. So the leads are entered at the office just like they are today. So if I call you as a customer and my AC is broken, my hot water heater is broken, I need someone to come out, that lead, that quote is taken at the office, and it is then assigned to a sales rep. The rep can come in at this point here, and they can create that proposal. The proposal is based on you have the customer's products, and so you know what they need. You have whether it be a furnace, whether it be a hot water heater, whether it's an air conditioner condenser, whatever it might be, you can build that proposal. You can then send that to me two ways. So you can be at my front door and you can show it to me on a tablet, and I can accept it right then and there, sign on the dotted line, and move forward from there. Or like Bill said, in a climate like today, you can send an email to me, and it'll say, here is your proposal from XYZ Mechanical, and it's going to be sent through that portal. I can then click on that link, and it is going to walk me through every signature, every initial that you have on your terms and conditions. So it's not just a signature at the end. If you have any kind of disclaimers that you want initialed or whatnot, you can have all those documents included as well. This is integrated with DocuSign for a legal document as well. So whether I'm doing it there with you on site or whether it's through an electronic submission, that all goes through DocuSign. When I complete my signature, that document is then sent back into ServeMan. The document itself is attached to my record as a client, so you have that there, and it will also prompt the staff. So in terms of allocating parts, in terms of the next steps for installation, what have you, all the things that happen after a signed document, those all happen automatically. So there's no need for that double entry or having your admin staff put all this information in or having the sales rep put it in at the end of the day. It's all done on my signature as an end user. Bill, is there anything I missed there or anything you want to highlight as well?
Yeah, just thanks, Chad. Just to reinforce a couple of things. What we've done is we've injected this SalesPro workflow into the normal ServeMan workflow. So when we talk about a lead, a quote in ServeMan is a lead for purposes of, when you talk about SalesPro, my leads and quotes are identical. And when those quotes are assigned, the salesperson has the ability to create side by side up to 6 different options as to what they're offering the customer. And those can be named whatever is relevant, good, better, best, fantastic, whatever you want to name those different elements. Now, what we want to make sure we don't do in this process, because every time we create these multiple proposals, those are all tied back to that original quote document that we created at the onset as the lead. We don't want to inflate our sales funnel because, again, we're tracking sales results through the ServeMan system. So what the sales rep will do will flag the option that they believe is the one that the customer will eventually select. That becomes the opportunity in the sales funnel within ServeMan. As far as building the proposal, we use template technology in this so that a salesperson can very quickly build a proposal based on templates that have been created that include materials, labor, equipment, warranties, anything that you would bundle, so to speak, within a proposal. The proposals can also be built in a different model, which is line items. So rather than use a template where we're going to give one price for a package of goods, we can actually create a proposal that is line by line priced for whatever items are in that particular proposal. And again, up to 6 side-by-side options can be presented. Once it's accepted by the customer, whether it is while I'm standing there or through the portal by email, that goes into a status. Maybe you call it status sold, and that becomes a triggering event for your back office personnel to do what they would normally do on an accepted quote in ServeMan. Convert the quote to an order where all the materials are then pulled from the quote onto that particular order and then reserved from inventory. And again, then it just follows the regular process in ServeMan. So you get the best of both worlds, the ability to create these very detailed graphic proposals in a web environment, but then have that flow into the ServeMan workflow that we are all already familiar with. And that's illustrated on this flow chart, which I believe will be available in a PDF after the session as well. So Chad, I'll turn it back over to you. Thanks.
Thanks. So when your salesperson logs into SalesPro, here's the first screen that they can see. Generally, they're going to be going into leads and quotes to manage their proposals, but really, they can look up clients if there's a particular client they want to pull up. They can put in new proposals, new templates. Really, there's all sorts of options, but we're going to stick with the leads and quotes. That's kind of the standard where they're going to go and see where their leads are. Now, in terms of, Bill had mentioned the templates. So you'll see in here, this is the kind of good, better, best kind of ideal option where you're giving 3 different options from the premium level to the budget level and giving your clients their choice of which option is best for them. Bill also had mentioned that for sales reporting purposes, you'll see this little black dot here on the middle one. That signifies that this is the one that's going to count towards your ServeMan sales funnel because we don't want to inflate those numbers and make it look like all 3 of these options are potential of closing. That's not the case. So in this case, the salesperson checked off the middle of the road option. Like Bill mentioned as well, we have these can be priced out as a bundle, whether it be $5,000 for this group and all those parts are marked as 0, but it's $5,000 for the bundle, or line item pricing and have individual materials priced out on a line item so that is tracked that way as well. Whichever way you like to sell, we can make sure that this works for you. So this is the next step in that process. Now you'll see we actually have 2 here. So we have an AC proposal that has these 3. We also have a heating proposal that has these 3. So if you're at a home and it's a bigger project type of thing, there's more than one. You don't have to do 2 separate proposals, so to speak. You can kind of put them all on one and then track them this way. Again, the middle options have the button here clicked off. So those are the ones that are counting towards the sales funnel as well. And it lets you know down here as well the total investment for the 2 combined. The integration with ServeMan, and this is really the key. Like Bill had mentioned, there are other tools out there, but without the integration with ServeMan, there's always something that's lacking. So some of the highlights, the phone calls that come into the office, once they get plugged in by your administrative staff, they can get sent out to your salespeople through SalesPro. The proposals are using your inventory cost and pricing. So as long as your inventory is set up within ServeMan, then that's going to feed right into SalesPro. So that's what makes the setup and installation pretty quick and seamless. That part talks to one another seamlessly. It makes the whole process a little quicker. Pending sales are tracked using standard ServeMan reporting. Again, whatever you flag as what you expect the customer to choose, that's what goes into the funnel. The accepted and converted proposals turn into orders. And again, whatever your current process is, when you get a signed new order, same thing happens here. So when that's signed, all those flags come up, and whether it be scheduling follow-up appointments, whether it is moving inventory, whatever your next steps are, those automatically get sent. Signed documents are automatically attached to the client record. There's no need to print anything out, scan it in, attach it. None of that is necessary. Bill, anything you want to add on those last couple of slides?
Just if we talk about what a salesperson can actually do in the field, or what the workflow might look like. For example, I may have a technician that's out in the field that's doing a service repair, and they realize that there's an opportunity to perhaps sell a new system. Well, on ServeMan Mobile, I can actually create a quote, and that quote can be just sent back to the back office, and then that's going to be assigned to a comfort consultant or a salesperson out there, just fitting into the regular workflow. But now I've got this very sophisticated sales tool that's going to really help me develop a very compelling proposal. Then you might have noticed there were images in those proposals that Chad had on the screen, very robust descriptions as to what would happen, the whole idea behind presenting exactly what it is that we're providing in a way that's visually appealing to the customer, being able to close those sales. So whether you start in the back office with a quote, a lead, so to speak, or somebody in the field generates that quote, it's still going to wind up in the same spot, in that salesman's possession. And of course, the other things that a salesperson can do, they can look at the client records, they can look at notes, they can look at existing proposals and such that, or quotes that are out there for a customer, do follow-up work in that regard. So they're not relegated to even having a proposal assigned to them or a quote assigned to them to create a proposal. I could actually be using this tool, knocking on doors from the client records and building the proposal right from the tool without having a quote assigned to me. So a lot of different ways that a salesperson can leverage this tool beyond just, I have a quote assigned to me, so I need to react to it. It's actually quite more than that. And it's all tied back, as Chad mentioned, to the ServeMan inventory, ServeMan costs, ServeMan pricing. Your price books as well are recognized on this tool. And you have a very powerful, compelling way to close deals more than you ever had before. And we're very excited to be offering this and adding it to our arsenal on the ServeMan side. So, Chad, I'll turn it back over.
Sure. So what are the benefits that you can expect? And really, these are some things that we've heard from the folks that have started using this product. Closing a higher percentage of proposals. I mean, honestly, it kind of makes sense having something like this is going to be going to help improve the percentage of closing. Increase the average value of a sale by building these bundles and templates. You can kind of leverage and try to give you the opportunity to upsell to that premium level, that sort of thing. So you can hopefully increase the value of sales. Shorten the time from call to proposal. really, we want to speed up that sales cycle. When somebody calls in, you know, you don't want to wait days to get a proposal to them. We want to, you know, hopefully shorten that down to hours or minutes. And this gives you that opportunity to do that and still do it in a professional manner. Eliminate data, the dual entry. Again, the integration with ServeMan is going to, you know, if you're using another tool right now to offer this type of service to your customer, the reality is you then have to add all that information back into ServeMan at the end of the day, and this eliminates that whole process. And then the last two, improve your brand, enhance your customer's experience. I know myself as a consumer, these are, you know, you want to put your best foot forward, and coming out with a state-of-the-art tool like this and showing your customers, here's your 3 options that I would recommend for you based on what your home needs. It improves your brand. It gives your customers more confidence in your experience and your qualifications, whatnot. It's just a better experience for everybody overall. This is the type of thing that folks expect at this point. And this is, we've gotten really good feedback on that from a customer's perspective. Anything, any other thoughts on that, Bill, that you'd like to add?
No, I think you've covered it pretty well, Chad. It's
Okay.
It's really a game changer out there for your sales force, and you know, we hope you'll follow up this preliminary little overview that we provided today, and maybe schedule some time to take a deep dive into the SalesPro tool, where you can see many more features than we were able to cover in this short period today. And you know, I'm sure Chad will be in touch accordingly on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll follow up with everybody, and you certainly have my email address or Bill's email address. If you'd like to schedule something a little bit more detailed, go a little deeper, we'd be happy to schedule an hour and go through it in full detail with you. You know, the real goal here is to give everybody kind of a high-level overview of what it is and what it can do for you. But if you want to get a closer look, please let me know. I'd be happy to schedule some time with you.